Want to get to Bernard Zapor now. He is a former special agent in charge of the ATF. He is also a current faculty member at the Arizona State University. Bernard, thanks for joining us tonight.
Hi, Blake.
So when you look at these packages and you try to, obviously, as authorities are, try to find out who might be behind it, where did they originate, what's the best lead that you might have off this thing? Is it saliva off the stamp? Is it maybe the tape that's put this together? What is it?
Well, I wouldn't get into specifics because obviously none of us want to thwart the investigation in any way, but these packages, undetonated, are a treasure trove of evidence. And we can be confident in the fact that this investigative team have many leads of information they're following up on. Things are going to start making sense. Information that comes off of web sources, data sources, the physical evidence, laboratory analysis is going to start coming together quickly for a theory, and it's going to point towards individual or group.
When you look at the packaging here, it's all similar, almost nearly identical. The stamps, who it was addressed to, et cetera. You see the picture here. Does that make it easier for authorities, or maybe not easier is the best word, but does that make it, as far as the investigation goes, is that kind of what authorities want to see, or is it harder that all of this is kind of labeled together in the same manner?
What authorities want to see is for this to never happen. But in this case, if you do have similarity, the touchdown for an investigation like this is if they ultimately obtained a search warrant to a residence or a location and they found the same materials in these packages in that location, they have somebody dead to rights. They're getting indicted, they're getting arrested, and you have conclusion. Hopefully, we don't have detonation as conclusion.
There was a great question here posed by one of the local reporters. The New York Police Department held a news conference today, and one of the reporters asked, because none of these have detonated, do you think it was meant to detonate and just didn't happen, or do you think these were assembled to intimidate?
It's interesting because the majority of bombing investigations where you actually have a detonation in the United States are from people attempting to make these devices. Unfortunately, that includes juveniles that read information off the internet and attempt to make something such as a pipe bomb, obviously oftentimes ending in catastrophe. The fact that there hasn't been a detonation could lead to many things, one of which is the fact is these are hoax devices, or the firing chain is relatively secure and intended to be opened purposefully.
Authorities are honing in on Florida, it appears, and that would make sense because one of the return addresses is a Florida address, the campaign office of Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz. In your best estimation at this point, with everything that you know, do you think whoever is behind this is going to be caught? And if so, how long do you think it might take authorities to zero in on this person or this group?
I absolutely believe the people responsible or person responsible will be held to justice for this. I think it'll go pretty quick because they have a lot of resources on this investigation. Obviously, there's an immediate public safety concern, not just for the people who have received these packages, but the unknown of what's out there. If these are actual destructive devices, the material itself that's used to manufacture them is very dangerous, and the trying to compile these things into devices often leads to detonation, death. The manufacturing of destructive devices such as this are a self-critiquing event.
Bernard Zapor joining us tonight from Scottsdale, Arizona. Bernard, thanks.
Thank you.